Hey everyone, you are listening to The Ben Keech Show, where every day the objective is simple. Ben will never stop fighting the fight and lighting the light on topics that affect you every day.
Welcome everyone, boys, girls, ladies, men, gentlemen. I am Ben Keech and welcome to the show today. Taking a little chance today on this episode. As you know, throughout the episodes we've talked a lot about men and boys and a lot of relationship stuff, and I'm gonna step across the aisle today and focus on the ladies, the women, the girls, and someday I want to write a book that is going to be geared around women, and not because I am one, but because when men and women interact, there's sometimes ways that women may not understand why a man may meet her in this way. And I think that there's advice and things that can help the ladies relate and understand men better, even though we're kind of basically sometimes under the assumption, for good reasons, that women do seem to be more intuitive. There's things that they understand sometimes quicker than men at times. But today, the name of the episode is The Women That We Need. The Women That We Need. And that is the subject matter for today. So here we go. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you liked about this episode. Let me know if there's something I missed we need to add. But I feel pretty good because we're at 5 things that we need from women. So here we go. The first one is going to be, and a lot of this is going to be connected to our interactions with men and women. But the first thing that we need is principled. And what I mean by that is a principled woman is someone who has a core value system, who has a sense of right or wrong, a stability to her. You say, well, doesn't everybody need that? Well, of course everybody needs it, but the reason why these principles are important is because men have at times a tendency to bounce around. Men have the ability sometimes to be on a search for their moral grounding. And a lot of times, and you hear this and you've experienced this, I've experienced this, is a woman who has these principles is able to be a reflection to us men and help us mold and guide the type of men we want, because their right and wrong and their desire to do good and their desire to be these caretakers, and the way that they're relied upon, their principles matter, their morality matters, and we need that. You know, I often hear the phrase of how women, they're kind of their relation with women and their interaction with men. Women seem to be can take the higher elevation, the higher road, and with that can come ego and other things, which we'll get at later. But what we need to do is we need them to be a safe place for us to formulate our right and wrong. And sometimes women just have a grip on this a little quicker in life than men. Sometimes their convictions are stronger earlier than sometimes men's can be. And I think that's by design. I'm not really for sure of all the reasons why, but I am attracted to a female who is strong in what she believes and understands that. Number 2, we need women to be soft. And what soft is referring here is at times a soft place to land. I don't like the fact that sometimes it's hard for men to open up and talk to men. I don't like the fact that doesn't, how rare that actually happens in our society. But what I do know is that the heart the soft kind of mentality, the ability to listen, to empathize, to understand. We all know as guys how many times and how often that has been just the thing that we needed. We didn't need to be yelled at or reprimanded or lectured or told. We needed to be heard. And we needed, at times, it helps us to sometimes open up, to have that big heart, to have her ear and her like empathy, and versus a lecture. And I have, throughout the years, some of my favorite people, some of my best friends were women, and were women who listened, who understood, who, yes, gave advice, but also really tried to understand the heart of what I was getting at and where I was. And I don't know why. Sometimes it's harder to have those kind of conversations with guys. I've had those with a few guys, but we need women to be soft. It just does something for us. There's a completion, I think, there. We're not even often like, we're soft, we're hard on ourselves, and we can sometimes as men be our biggest critic. And when we have a woman, I mean, this is like the golden ticket right here, but when we have a woman who isn't our judge, but is our helper, who takes our own self-critiques and helps us to see the bigger picture and what we're doing. I mean, that's it is what we would like from our moms, but it's also in the same sense nice with the women that we love, for them to meet us in that way. It's truly a gift. That's number 2. Number 3, we need women to learn and understand and practice feminine language. Feminine language. So you may say, what is feminine? What does that even mean? Feminine language, an easy way to understand and remember this, is feminine language is always wrapped in her feelings. Her feelings and her emotions are like a beautiful part of her character and who she is. But they're confusing sometimes, and they come out in a lot of different ways. And sometimes we don't like to, as men, it can be, I don't even know how to deal with it sometimes, because it just seems like it's attacking or it seems vicious. Feminine language doesn't focus on the outcome. It focuses on an expression of what's inside of her. I feel so grateful. See, I'm going to practice my feminine language. I feel so grateful that you are a part of my life, that you planned this date. I feel apprehensive that our work-life balance is going to go off the grid, that we're going to be working too much. I'm apprehensive about that. It's not saying he needs to change how much he works. I'm uneasy. It's difficult for a female sometimes to express how she feels, like, and actually saying, like, I feel confused, I feel disheartened, I feel sad, because that's the epitome of a vulnerable statement. And if she doesn't have experience being able to be vulnerable and being able to be actually heard and listened to, it's not going to come natural. Nobody wants to be vulnerable if you're going to be attacked and judged. Why? Why would I want to open myself up to that type of critique? I will learn very quickly it's not safe to be vulnerable with you. I'm just not doing it. And I'm going to pull away. And so for girls, we sometimes may assume or think, and probably for good reason, that they may have the ability to be vulnerable more, but that's going to be tied into how comfortable they are with expressing how they feel. Now, when you do this with the expectation of what needs to happen, I feel confused, so you need to do this, this, and this. No, this is the beauty of the feminine language. What the feminine language does is it empowers her man. This is why we need it. It empowers us, because when I hear a girl that I love, that I care about. Maybe it'd be easier to wrap your head around this if you're thinking of your daughter, but it should be even more easy to do this around the woman that you love. When she feels something, when she feels grateful for you, I'm like, oh, it's like this amazing feeling. When she feels sad about not being able to see you for the last week, like, okay, and it's not coming from judgment. It's just her heart opening up. A natural reaction for a man is to step into that place. We talk about men fixing problems and men always being a problem solver when she really just wants, him to listen. This is where the problems get solved. The problems actually get solved when she can freely express how she feels and step back from it and let him go to work. That's when the solving happens. We're solving her. We're either grateful for ourselves, she's touching us with her words in this most wonderful way, or we evaluate. And sometimes we may say, I feel sad, I haven't gotten to see you in the last week. I was like, I feel the same thing, and I cannot wait. It's going to be another week or two before we get to really have the date that I want to plan. But I am telling you, I am on track to plan the most amazing date. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for not judging. I'm not saying you would say all the thanks for not yelling at me and demeaning and being impatient. Thank you for telling me how you feel. I've heard you. I appreciate that. And I promise you, good things are around the corner. She feels heard. Her heart feels happy. Maybe she wanted it to happen tomorrow, but she didn't do that with an expectation of outcome. That's feminine language. Number 4, the women that we need bring support. Now, obviously men bring support too. Of course, this is a two-way street, but I want to kind of differentiate a little bit with the support and what a woman brings. Men can have a hard exterior at times. They have their armor on. They want to be man enough. They want to be tough enough. They want to be good enough. They want to win at this thing called life. And sometimes we don't feel like we're winning. Sometimes we feel like, what am I doing all this for? This is a midlife crisis kind of situation that can happen. It's like, man, I thought I would be here and I'm here. I don't even know if my kid likes me. I don't even know. And we can spiral. We can spiral and not say much. We can spiral and turn to alcohol. We can spiral and keep it all inside, until we are detrimental to our bodies and to others around us. And so the support that I'm meaning is that when a man has support, as the man is, wanting to lead his family, as the man is wanting to provide for his family, as a man is whatever, when there's support and like unequivocal support, we've got your back. You make mistakes, you're right, you're wrong. When you know that as a man, I'm telling you what, that's an allegiance that should, if you're a good man, should change your life. That type of sport. And I think that a lot of times, if I were to throw in a little quick commercial for the guys in the room, that this is where we really, really want to make sure we are not taking our ladies for granted. There are a lot of times where women have been this support system that it's what they've done, they've wanted to do, they've tried to provide, they've tried to do these things. Don't take that for granted, guys. Really try to make an attempt to recognize and see what she's doing. She doesn't on the surface owe you anything. Now, you married her for a reason. You fell in love with her. She's all of these things. But don't discount the ways that she is by your side. But for the ladies here, what support means, you may be, doing the laundry, you may be cooking the meals, you may be doing certain things that's gosh, I don't feel like I get any appreciation around here. I would ask this question. Ladies, ask your man, what do you need from me? What's most important right now that you need from me? He may not always articulate it. He may feel like he has to do it all himself. We're all capable of doing that. Don't be afraid to open up that conversation and see where he's at. And men, don't be afraid to acknowledge all the ways she's supporting you, whether you ask for it or not. But it's always a wonderful thing to be asked. That's number 4. Number 5, and to me the biggest thing, is respect. We talk a lot about men and women and love and respect. And you say, well, yeah, we all want to be loved. We all want to be respected. Sure, of course. You don't need to have a podcast to acknowledge that. But there's a difference. There's a difference when a man is respected, when he's revered, when he's looked up to. That's powerful for what he's hopefully, obviously, trying to accomplish in his life. Like, it's like, well, I love my man. Okay, good. If you're going to tell him why you respect him, so you can say, like, I love your, you know what I love about you, like how you, like, are so selfless, how you listen to me, how you genuinely care about what I say. Obviously men have to do that. Men need to do that. That's been a part of multiple episodes that we've gotten the chance to take part in this together. But when a man is respected and I'm going to say in his house, when his wife communicates to their children about, how we communicate, how we, and obviously it is a two-way street. The second that my kid is going to backtalk his mom, it's not going to, we're not doing this. So from a discipline standpoint, I as a man can easily step in and protect my wife's good name. But from the way it's received here would be for women like, I love your dad gives you really good advice. Your dad, and it's building up the man that he is. Yes, you love him and tell him every day. He should tell you every day, but you respect who he actually is as a person. Joe Smith is a man that I would follow, and you exemplify that to the children. And I'm telling you, there's something that is honoring about that. It's not a pride that goes to his head. It's not something that, he holds over anybody. But I'm telling you, there's nothing you can do for him on Father's Day, on his birthday or Christmas, his half birthday, whatever other holidays you celebrate. There's nothing as more powerful than having kids who respect their dad, who look up to their dad. And a mom oftentimes is a big catalyst for that happening in positive ways. That's all I'm going with today. It's a shorter episode. The women we need, they're principled, they're soft, they use feminine language, they're supportive, and they respect, and they're honored by their man. Sometimes these principles can seem like wishes or kind of distant, like, man, it'd be nice to have that. Well, that must be nice, because I know there's some of the things I say that you didn't have that in your childhood home. You didn't have that in your marriage house. But these are things that hopefully we can talk about, learn, get better on, and improve, because these are automatics that as men, we are honored and love to have those traits exemplified in the women that we love, and for our kids to see that as well. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, whether it's on YouTube or Spotify or Apple. Thank you for maybe passing this on to people who need it, whomever that may be. I really do sincerely appreciate it. My name is Ben Keech. This is the Ben Keech Show, because I'm not creative enough to come up with another name, so I'll know I'll never forget it. Anyway, thank you for your listening, your support as this show continues, inch by inch, slowly but surely growing into something that is changing and helping people's everyday lives. Have a great day. See you next time. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for listening. Let's keep the conversation going. You can reach out on Ben's website, www.benkeechshow.com, or on social media to chat. And please remember to subscribe so that you never miss an episode.